Hello children, in the last session we have discussed about matter, what matter is. So anything that occupies space and have some mass and can be perceived by our senses is nothing but matter, and we have discussed the 4 characteristic properties of matter. In this class, let us discuss the different states of matter, So, you have learned about the interparticular spaces or intermolecular spaces and intermolecular forces, and you have learned that all the particles of matter will be in constant random motion, depending upon the speed of the movement or the speed of the constant random motion, and those interparticular spaces and intermolecular forces. These matter is classified into 3 states. The matter is classified into 3 states. What are those? Solids, liquids and gases. Solids, liquids and gases. So here it is divided into 3 states. So up to your grade, up to 8th, it is enough to learn about the 3 main states of matter. There is another state of matter also that you will learn in your higher studies depending upon the group you chose. Okay, so now let us discuss the 3 main states of matter. Those are nothing but solids, liquids and gases. So solids. So what are solids? Solids is a state of matter. Solid is a state of matter which have definite mass and volume. So if you take a ball, so you can say the ball is in round shape, it is in circular shape, it occupies this much space. Okay, so it has some mass. So you can say that this solid particle, which is nothing but ball, has definite shape and definite volume. So solid state of matter means that matter will be consisting of definite shape and definite volume. Now the next case is liquid state. So if you consider the liquid state, you know water will be in liquid state. Okay, so you can say that water in the bottle is of 50 ml, half liter, 2 liters. So you can say that. But you can say the shape of water. Can you say the shape of water? No, you cannot, because liquids will have volume but they will not have shape. Okay, so solids have definite shape and definite volume, whereas liquids will have definite volume where they do not have definite shape. Now coming to the third state, that is gas. So if you consider gas, so see my hands, both are empty. So if I close my hands, you know that empty room or empty closed thing will be consisting of air. Okay, so if you see my hands are full of air, if I open it, so what happens? The air escapes which are in my hands. That means the gases will not have definite shape and definite volume. We cannot say the shape of the gas. So now the gas is there in my hands. Can you tell the shape of the air? No, you cannot. That means you cannot tell the shape of air. So gaseous state is a state of matter which will not have definite mass or definite volume and definite shape. So solids, both definite volume and definite shape. Liquid, no definite shape but definite volume, whereas gas, no definite shape and no definite volume. So these are the different states of matter. So those are nothing but solids, liquids and gases. Now let us study about the kinetic theory of matter. Kinetic theory of matter. So what is kinetic theory of matter? The theory which states that, which tells us that the matter consists of tiny particles which are known as atoms or molecules. Atoms or molecules which will be in constant random motion, which will be moving in constant random motion. So the theory which tells us about this is known as kinetic theory of matter. Kinetic theory of matter. So what is kinetic theory of matter? Kinetic theory of matter is the theory which states that, or which tells that, or which reveals that matter is made up of tiny particles known as atoms or molecules, which will be always in constant random motion. Which will be in constant random motion. So it is known as kinetic theory of matter. Kinetic theory of matter. So kinetic theory of matter helps us to differentiate, to study the different states of matter, solids, liquids and gases. That we will see after studying the postulates, the statements of kinetic theory of matter. So statements of any theory are known as postulates. Okay, so let us study about the postulates of kinetic theory of matter. Okay, so there are 5 different postulates of kinetic theory of matter. So the first one is the matter is made up of small particles. The matter is made up of small particles which are known as atoms or molecules. Atoms or molecules. Anu or Paramanu. Here. So this we have already learnt about this. So particles of matter are very small, which are known as atoms and molecules. So what is the difference between atoms and molecules? Atoms are the smallest particles. Molecules are also the smallest particles. But what is the difference between atoms and molecules? So atoms are the smallest particles which may have or may not have independent existence, whereas molecules are the smallest particles which have independent existence. So matter is made up of small particles which are known as atoms or molecules. Next, the second postulate is the atoms of the same kind, that means the particles of the same kind of matter are identical. So if you take a chalk paste, this is one kind of matter, and if you take water, that will be another kind of matter. So the water molecules will not have the properties of chalk paste, and the particles of chalk paste will not have the properties of molecules of water. So the atoms of same kind of matter. So if you consider chalk paste, you have to take the particles of chalk paste. If you consider water, you have to talk about the particles of water. So if you consider here, let us take one banana, which we have discussed already about this example. Take a banana or pineapple or watermelon or any fruit or any vegetable. So all the pieces of the same banana will taste similar. So a banana will not taste as like watermelon, and the piece of watermelon will not taste as banana. So the particles of same kind, the particles of only one kind of matter will be identical. All the particles will be having similar properties regarding shape, size, color, taste, anything. Okay, odor, anything. The particles of one kind of matter, same kind of matter, are identical or similar. They possess same properties. So this is about the second postulate of kinetic theory of matter. Now coming to the third property, intermolecular spaces. So we have already discussed about the intermolecular spaces, that the particles of matter will be consisting of intermolecular spaces, which are also known as interparticular spaces. So we have discussed about the salt water or sugar water. So we have taken a glass of water, we have marked the level of water. So we have added a spoon of salt into it. You observe there is no rise in the level of water. Why? Because there are some intermolecular spaces in water. So the salts gets into the spaces and occupy the spaces. Or else you can consider your favorite example. So I think all of you like caroms. So take the carom board. So arrange all the coins at one place. So why I am drawing the atoms in the round shape? You know that atoms are considered to be spherical in shape. Atoms are considered to be spherical in shape. So arrange all the coins in one particular order. It may be in a line or in the shape of rounds like this. So in whatever shape you want, you can arrange the coins in the caroms. So however close you arrange it, you will observe some spaces between that. You observe some spaces between that. These spaces are known as intermolecular spaces or interparticular spaces. So what is the third postulate of kinetic theory of matter? The particles of matter possess some spaces between them, which are known as intermolecular spaces. Now, the fourth postulate of kinetic theory of matter. So what is that? So we have seen the example of a chalk piece and an iron nail. So if you want to break the chalk piece, you can break it easily because the forces of attraction between the particles of chalk piece are less. Whereas if you have to break a steel spoon or an iron nail, is it easy to break it with hand? No, you cannot. Why? Because the forces of attraction between those particles will be more. So you cannot break it easily. So the particles of matter will be consisting of some forces of attraction, which are known as intermolecular forces. Okay, so what is the next postulate? So the particles of matter will be always in constant random motion. So you have studied about the Brownian moment. So you have added some pollen grains into water. So if you observe with the electron microscope, you observe that the pollen grains will be always in a zigzag movement, haphazard movement, irregular manner. They will be moving in irregular manner. Okay. So here you have learned about diffusion also, which proves that always the particles of matter will be in constant random motion. Motion means it is nothing but movement. Okay. So here the particles will be always in movement. So due to the free movement or the motion of the particles, there will be some energy released. So there will be some energy possessed by the particles. Some energy will be possessed by the particles, which is known as kinetic energy. So what is kinetic energy? The energy obtained due to the motion of the body, motion of the substance is nothing but kinetic energy. Energy possessed due to the movement of the body, due to the motion of the body is known as kinetic energy. So this theory states that the particles will be always in constant random motion. That is why the particles will possess kinetic energy. So the theory is also known as kinetic theory of matter. Okay. So what you are talking about the kinetic energy. So what happens to kinetic energy if you increase the temperature? So if you increase the temperature, what happens? The particles will be moving with high speed. So if the speed increases, the energy increases. So the kinetic energy increases. So if the temperature increases, the kinetic energy increases. If the temperature decreases, the kinetic energy decreases. So this is about kinetic theory of matter. So what are the 5 postulates of kinetic theory of matter? So what is kinetic theory of matter? It is the theory which gives us the relationship or which explains us about the different states of matter. Okay, so what are the postulates of this kinetic theory of matter? So the first one is the particles of matter are small, which are known as atoms or molecules. all the particles of same kind of matter will be identical, will have similar properties. So the particles of matter will have some intermolecular spaces. The particles of matter will have some forces of attraction which are known as intermolecular forces. So the particles will be always in constant random motion. Due to this constant random motion, the particles possess some kinetic energy, which increases with the increase in temperature. Now let us discuss the different states of matter, solids, liquids and gases, depending upon the kinetic theory of matter. So we have already discussed that kinetic theory of matter tells us about the states of matter. So now let us explain the three different states of matter depending upon this kinetic theory of matter. Okay.
So let us explain the states of matter based on kinetic theory. So if you observe here, this is the kinetic model of solid state. You know there are three states of matter. So solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. So let us explain these states of matter based on the kinetic model. So first one is kinetic model of solid state. So in solids, if you observe here in solids, the particles are closely packed. Closely packed. So there is a strong force of attraction between the particles. So you can observe these particles are closely packed. So there is a intermolecular forces of attraction. These particles will have strong forces of attraction. So the intermolecular forces are strong. So since the molecular forces are more, there will be very less space here, almost negligible, but there are some spaces between these molecules. So this intermolecular space is almost negligible. Therefore, these molecules are not free to move. These molecules are not free to move. But according to kinetic theory of matter, we have studied that the particles of matter will be always in constant random motion. So here in the solid state, what the molecules will do, molecules or particles, what they will do, they will vibrate at their mean position. So they'll stay at their positions only, but they vibrate at their positions. Okay. So this makes, so due to the less intermolecular space and high intermolecular forces, the solids are hard and very rigid. They are strong. So they will have some fixed shape and size. So since the movement of the particles is very less, only they vibrate at their mean positions, we can say that the kinetic energy of the particles of solid state is very less. Okay. And here you can see one more thing about compressibility. So what is meant by compression? So compress anything means you have to apply some pressure. You have to apply some pressure and make it small. So for example, if you take a sponge and if you compress it, what happens? Sponge dipped in water. If you take it and if you compress it, what happens? The water present in the sponge will come out of that. Okay. So that is known as compression. If you compress a sponge, that means if you apply a pressure on the sponge in between your palms, in between your hand, then what happens? The water present in that sponge will come out and the size will decrease. The mass will decrease. The weight will decrease. The sponge's weight will be decreased. Similarly, the compressibility of solid. If you take a solid and if you compress, okay, if you take a hard ball, cork ball, and if you compress, it is possible to compress? No, you cannot compress it easily. So the solids will have a definite shape and a definite size. So in solids, the particles are closely packed. So there is a strong force of attraction. That means intermolecular forces are high and intermolecular spaces are almost negligible. So these molecules are not free to move. So they vibrate at their mean positions. So they have low kinetic energy. This makes the solids hard and rigid, and these solids are very difficult to compress. Okay, so this is about the kinetic model of solid state. Now coming to the kinetic model of liquid state. So if you consider here, the particles are somewhat free when compared to the solid state. Okay, so the intermolecular forces are less when compared to solid state. Here I am not telling that there will not be any intermolecular forces. There will be intermolecular forces, but when compared to solid, these forces are very less because the particles are somewhat away. Okay, so here the particles are very closely packed. Here they are somewhat less closely packed. Okay, so they are not very closely packed. So the intermolecular forces of attraction are not as strong as in the case of solids. Okay, so thus the intermolecular spaces will be larger. So here almost negligible, but here then intermolecular spaces will be there. When compared to solid state, the liquid state will be having higher intermolecular spaces. Okay, so here the molecules are loosely packed, so the liquids are more compressible when compared to solid. I'm not telling we can compress, the compressibility is very high, but it is possible to compress a liquid to a little bit extent when compared to solids. Okay, so the compressibility is somewhat more. Okay, so the liquids are more compressible when compared to solids. So the particles are able to move freely and randomly when compared to that of solid state. So here they are closely packed, so they cannot move easily. So they vibrate at their mean positions. But here if you observe here, so the particles have some intermolecular spaces, so they can move somewhat freely and randomly. So the kinetic energy. So kinetic energy, you already know the energy which is possessed by a motion of a body. So here movement is very less. So the kinetic energy is very less. Here the particles will be moving with somewhat free movement. So the kinetic energy will be higher than that of solids. Okay. So this makes liquid flow. Okay. Why? Because there are some intermolecular spaces. So we can compress them easily and the kinetic energy is high. So this makes a liquid flow and the liquids will take the shape of a container into which it is poured. Okay, so thus liquid has a fixed volume. We can measure the liquid amount of liquid, but it will not have any definite shape. It will not have any definite shape. So this is about the kinetic model of liquid state. Now coming to the kinetic model of gaseous state. In case of gases, the intermolecular forces of attraction are negligible. Why? Because the particles lie far apart from each other. So if you observe here, so here very less space, here somewhat more space than solids, here it is very far. Okay, the particles lie far apart from each other and the intermolecular spaces are very large. Since they lie far apart from each other, the intermolecular spaces are very high. Okay, so since the intermolecular spaces are high, we can compress, we can bring these particles close together by applying some pressure. Okay, so they can be compressed. This force of attractions between the particles are very weak. Here they are very close, so forces will be very large. Here somewhat far, the particles are lying somewhat far, so here the intermolecular forces are very less when compared to solid. Here coming to the gaseous state, the intermolecular forces are further less, almost negligible. There will be the presence of intermolecular force, but very negligible when compared to solid and liquid state because the intermolecular spaces are high. Okay, so here the intermolecular spaces are high, so the particles of gases and the forces of attraction also less. No, so the particles of gases will move freely within the entire space available to them. Okay, so what they will do? The particles will move within the entire space available to them. So you know, kinetic energy is nothing but energy possessed by a moving body. Here the particles are very free to move. So what happens? The kinetic energy will be very high. So during this movement, the particles will collide with each other. They will come and collide with this particle will come and collide with this particle, since they are free to move. Okay, so they will collide with these particles, and even sometimes they will collide with the walls of the container. Okay, so due to this free movement and due to the collisions between the particles, we can say that gases will not have any fixed shape nor a fixed volume. They will just completely fill up the space available to them. Okay, so if you blow air into this balloon, the air present in the balloon will occupy the space in the balloon. So if you burst the balloon, the gaseous particles will come out and will occupy the entire space available to them. That means they will occupy the entire room. Okay, so they completely fill up the space available to them. So this is about the kinetic model of gaseous state. Okay, kinetic model of solid state. Intermolecular forces are more, intermolecular spaces are less, kinetic energy is less. Kinetic model of liquid state, intermolecular forces are less when compared to solid state. Intermolecular spaces are more when compared to solid state. So the kinetic energy is more when compared to solid state. Okay, now coming to the gaseous state, the intermolecular forces are negligible when compared to solid and liquid state. Intermolecular spaces are very high when compared to solid and liquid state. Okay, so the kinetic energy will be very high when compared to solid and liquid state. Okay, now let us see some properties of these solids, liquids and gases. Okay, so mass. Just now we have studied that any matter will have some mass and occupy some space. So solids are nothing but matter, and liquids are matter, and gases are matter. So all the states of matter will have some mass. So the solids will have definite mass, liquids will have definite mass, and gases will have definite mass. Now coming to this shape, solids will have definite shape because the intermolecular spaces are very less. Liquids will acquire the shape of the container, will take the shape of the container. They have specific volume, but they doesn't have any shape because the intermolecular spaces are more when compared to solids. Okay, so they acquire the shape of the container. Here also the gas. So gas will not have any fixed shape. Sometimes we can say that it will acquire the shape of the container. Okay, so volume. So volume, solids will have definite volume and liquids will have definite volume, and gases will not have any definite volume. Now coming to the compressibility. So take a solid in a test tube, liquid in a test tube and gas in a test tube. So if you can compress, you know about the injection. So you can take that compression tube. So if you compress solid, you will observe that it is not possible to compress a solid because already the intermolecular spaces are very less. So the solids cannot occupy the intermolecular spaces anymore. So it is not possible to compress the solid. So if you take liquid, you can compress to a slight extent, but it is also almost negligible. But you can compress. Okay. So this is about compressibility because they will have less intermolecular spaces when compared to gas. Okay, so they will have some amount of intermolecular spaces, so we can compress to a slight extent. But when you come to gas, in the case of gas, so here you can compress easily. So if the volume of gas is up to here, if you compress, we can make the volume of the gas up to here. Okay, so because the intermolecular spaces are very high in between the gaseous particles, so you can compress it easily so that the gaseous particles will occupy the intermolecular spaces present in them. Okay, so gases are highly compressible. Now coming to the fluidity. So what is meant by fluidity? The substances that can flow are called as fluids. Fluidity is nothing but fluid substances are nothing but the substances that can flow are called as fluids. So if you compare the gases and liquids, okay, so gases and liquids can flow. Of course, gases can flow in any direction, but liquids can flow in only one direction, that is downward direction. Liquids cannot flow upward direction or against the gravity. But if you observe the fountains, you will observe that liquids are flowing up, but there is some pressure is applied. So if the pressure drops, the fountain water will be coming down again. You can observe that easily. So liquids can flow in the can flow in the downward direction. They cannot flow in the upward direction or in the direction against to gravity. So here fluidity in the solid case is not possible because they are hard and rigid. They cannot flow easily because the forces are very strong between the particles. Here, liquids, coming to the liquids, they can flow in the downward direction because the intermolecular forces are very less when compared to solids. So here, still negligible. The intermolecular forces are negligible, so they can flow in any direction. Now coming to the rigidity, so particles are closely packed, so they are highly rigid. So compared to solids, they are less rigid, and compared to liquids, the gases are not at all rigid. So diffusion, you have already studied about that. Diffusion is nothing but intermixing of two or more substances due to the movement of their particles, due to the motion of their particles. So coming to the solids, you know that the particles will vibrate at their mean positions, so the diffusion is very slow in the case of solids. Coming to the liquids, so the diffusion here happens how means, so the liquids will have some intermolecular spaces, so they can move freely when compared to the solid state, so the diffusion will be fast. And in the case of gases, the intermolecular spaces are very high, so their movement is very high between the particles, so due to that motion, diffusion is very fast in the case of solids. Now coming to the space between the particles, so you know that already the particles of solids are very closely packed, and in the liquids it is less packed, less closely packed, and in the gaseous it is least closely packed. Okay, so intermolecular forces we have already discussed. So intermolecular forces are strongest in the case of solids and slightly weaker weaker than in the case of solids, and it is almost negligible. Intermolecular forces or interparticular forces are almost negligible, whereas interparticular spaces are very high, interparticular spaces are very less when compared to gas, and almost negligible when compared to gas. Okay, so these are the properties of solids, liquids and gases. Thank you.